Live from the Pines, your favorite East Texas sport podcast, coming at you live tonight with all the new college football updates, getting the college football season started this week. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great besides the rain.
Doing good. Football is finally here.
Rain. We needed that rain. We love the rain right now.
I want to give a big shout out to our guys at Zilker Belts. Use discount code PINES936 for all online orders to receive a discount. Thank you guys for supporting the show. We are ready to kick off our first college football episode. We've been waiting a long time for this to happen. What was it, like 8-9 months ago we put this show together?
First show was right after the season ended in January.
Yep.
So, we've
just been talking all offseason talk. Now it's real ball.
It's real ball, and I think nobody was more ready for college football than we were. We were running out of ideas to talk about. We made little bits and pieces work with what we had, but we're back. I'm going to try to be back every week and bring you the latest college football news. I'm sure everybody tuned in last Saturday, 11 a.m. to the Florida State Georgia Tech game. I know me, Spoon, and David had a full day of activities. Cole's in Houston. He had to miss out on all the fun. We started the day with a little breakfast on the griddle, a little week-old chicken from our favorite Michicana, and we ended the day with a nice game of beer darts. David, how are your toes doing?
Toes doing good. I still got more toes than Deion Sanders, but
Cole, what'd y'all do in the H for college football?
I went to the big sports bar and watched some football and had a good time. I mean, there wasn't much football on after Florida State, Georgia Tech, but it was good to actually see some real football on TV.
We would have loved to spend our Saturday at South First Street, but we spent the day on hole one outside in the yard playing a little beer darts. But I think we all can agree that Georgia Tech pretty much shocked the college football world.
It's just flat out the better team.
Well, yeah, Georgia Tech, they dominated up front.
That was the most shocking part. I mean, I picked Florida State because I'm just a jackass, but I really thought their defense was gonna. I really thought their defense was gonna be what won them the game. I thought they would probably hold Georgia Tech probably 21 or 17 points, but they would score 34 or 38. But I mean, DJU, did y'all see the stat where it was like all of his pass attempts had negative 0.1 yard of error?
Yeah.
Like he did not throw the ball downfield. They could not get the ball. I mean, all you got to do is stop the run.
Yeah, I mean, it was the reason I picked Florida State. I thought they could kind of dominate up front because I was watching some podcasts and they were saying Florida State had the best defensive line in football before that in college football.
And to your point, Cole, I thought their front seven would be would shut down Georgia Tech's run game, but
Georgia Tech, I think they led the ACC in rush yards like the year before.
Yeah, but, they ran for 200 yards, and only threw for like 140 or something like that. I mean, they just really controlled the ball up front.
Yeah, it was a pretty.
Florida State
it was a great game to watch, though. It was pretty close.
It was fun. It never felt like Florida State had.
Shout out to that boy Haynes King from Longview, Texas.
Yep.
After that first drive, I thought they were going to run the ball down their throat the whole game, but that was like the only time Florida State really had momentum. I mean, they marched down the field.
I read something Saturday saying that kid, the running back Haynes. I read something Saturday saying like he was basically a third string running back that was seeking, I think it was a grad assistant position for this season, and the head coach at Georgia Tech basically asked him to stay and play one last season, and he had a breakout game.
Yeah, he was about to be a GA.
The running back?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I read something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I can't.
He was like third string last year. 2 people went down. Had a hell of a year.
Wasn't there? Oh, I thought I saw a stat where he had like 800 yards last year or something.
Yeah, they had
1,000.
He was like third or fourth on the depth chart. Thinking about was in talk with the coaches like, hey, can I just be a GA and work on the coaching staff and start my coaching career? And then they were like, well, hold out. And then next thing you know, 2 or 3 injuries, he's in there, has a great year, and then he's off to the races now.
Oh, is that Georgia State coach? Is that his second year there?
Georgia,
Clay Helton.
He's pretty damn. I saw a stat where he's like, I don't know, undefeated or like some really good record against ranked opponents, and like I don't know, he's up and coming coach.
You talking about Clay Helton at Georgia State?
no,
Georgia Tech. I mean,
Georgia Tech.
yeah.
Is it Brent Key?
I forgot his name, but
I think it's Brent Key or Brent Poole or something like that. His name's Brent for sure.
Did y'all see after the game when they were talking about how like they just obviously dominated Florida State up front, and he was like, "Run the damn ball." That's all he said.
That's what he did. I mean, they were running the ball and did some quick throws, screens. I mean, and Haynes is like that. I mean, that fits him perfectly. Like
they just play.
That's Longview. That's Longview football. He's playing what he grew up playing on the collegiate level. You know, get the ball to the tight end, run the ball.
Jalen knows a lot about King's playbook from sitting so high up in the stands and watching it all.
Yeah, I don't mean to brag or nothing. If the insurance business does not work out, I could see myself being a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, you have the resume for it.
New Lufkin, offense coordinator in the future?
We're not speaking. We're not going to speak about that. We have some great coaches at Lufkin High School, and we're going to let them continue to do their job.
I said future. I didn't mean any recent.
Did you think Florida State was going to win that game?
I had Georgia Tech winning.
I mean, I bet it on Florida State. So
what?
Yeah,
I took Georgia Tech. SMU didn't cover, so I lost.
I thought they were going to come out with some fire. You know, they had talked all this playoff talk, and
I mean, they lost to everybody. They did supposedly well in the transfer portal, but it shows you how much the transfer portal means.
I'm not all the way throwing DJ to the curb. I still am going to give him.
I am. I'm throwing him on the curb out with the trash on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, what are their other big games? Clemson,
Notre Dame,
what are the other tough
NC
games?
State.
Yeah, I mean,
they got the ACC is not a pushover conference.
Keep your head like that. I mean, they got Grayson McCall coming over from Coastal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have to. I mean, what they can drop maybe one more game.
Yeah,
the conference championship.
It depends. They can drop one more game, but they're going to have to beat like everybody else that's ranked in the ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
There's like 20 teams in it now. I don't know how the sides break out because it's like in the SEC now. There's not an East and the West. It's just you play who you play, and the top two teams playing the SEC championship game. So
yeah,
I don't know who they play.
I like better than divisions.
So
we got off to a rocky start, Cole, but we're going to bounce back this week. We got it.
Yeah, that was just week 0. Doesn't really count.
What?
What'd you say?
What'd Trey say?
That's Georgia Tech's 8th out of the last 9 they've covered against Florida State.
Yeah, you texted that right after I put money on Florida State.
I just responded to the group chat and said, "Yeah, you're dumb."
Yeah. Well,
So as we move over from the ACC, we get ready for Thursday football. There is a lot of games this Thursday. We will be kicking it off Thursday with our boys, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Who?
that's who we're kicking it off with?
Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
That's not what I'm watching.
I'm going to give a big shout out to my guy. Joey. He's a diehard Rutgers fan. He sticks beside them through thick and thin. This is their year. They won a bowl game last year. This is their year to prove the Big Ten wrong.
That's the third dumbest thing you've said on the show.
Yeah.
I'm riding with Rutgers. I'm sticking with Joey.
Cue up
right behind the comment you made last, or what was that, Thursday or last episode y'all did?
Was that the Dion shit that he was spewing?
No, he said Abe Martin sounds just like Kyle Field.
Yeah.
Have you not been in Abe Martin when the crowd is rough?
I've been a few times. Yeah,
it's a rough place to come play.
It is.
All
but
right.
yeah, I mean, the big game is the Colorado North Dakota State on Thursday night.
That's going to be a big game.
I can't
Colorado.
wait for North Dakota State to beat them.
I got so many bets going around the table. It's not hard for me to take another one. What do you want to look at?
I think like the only thing that Colorado has going for them is I think they've done really well on the defensive side of the ball. like up front.
Yeah, they have one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Who?
They have one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
He's really not that good.
I don't know why you keep saying that. Like, he is a great passer. He's a great.
I think he's good.
He's a great quarterback.
But I don't know if he's like top 5. But he's good.
He's good until he plays good teams.
You said he's not top 5?
I said I don't know if he's top 5. But
he's going to probably be the number 1 draft pick.
You're a clown.
Knock it.
So the line's at like -9, -9.5. What I'm looking at right now. So, what do y'all expect to happen?
I got
in that game.
Colorado wins.
I think
Colorado wins, but it's closer than it should be.
I think North Dakota State comes out and punches them in the mouth. I think they're going to be able to move the ball and run the ball. I mean, at least effectively on them.
I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball that well, but I don't think that Colorado's going to score the amount of points they can because their offensive line is worse than abysmal.
What time does that game come on? That game goes on at 7.
Even in report, like Deion sat behind the lectern, and any question that's asked goes, "Well, I got a great defensive line." And any question that's asked about the whole team, and then they'll still bring up the offensive line, and he's like, "Well, I got a great defensive line."
I mean, it can't be worse than last year
because they're that bad.
Yeah, I hope you're available tomorrow so we can watch this game together, so you can watch greatness.
I'm Colorado being great. It's like me saying that I could beat Rory McIlroy in golf. Like that. It's just it's not the case. They will make a bowl game, but they won't win over 8 games.
I don't think they're going to make a bowl game.
Enough with the Colorado hate. I'm not about to sit here and listen to that all night.
For the record, I'm taking North Dakota State +9. I think Cole is too. Are you all taking Colorado?
I'm taking Colorado.
I'm gonna take Colorado -9.
So I'm the only one.
Off tomorrow. I mean,
North Dakota State. I know that they've been really good, but I have no idea what they're actually at the same level as they usually are.
I would take the under.
It's showing right here under 60.5.
60.5.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
That Colorado won't score.
Nah, we'll see tomorrow. We'll sit beside each other and watch it.
I can't wait. We'll go live.
Nah, we don't need to go live during that game.
There's a couple other matchups, like Missouri gets it kicked off.
Missouri gets it kicked off. Kansas gets it kicked off.
Tickets are as low as $14 to go to that Missouri game. It's a real thriving program right now.
I thought they sold out.
It's
I saw something on Twitter that they sold out.
Against Murray State, I doubt it.
Because people were talking shit about it, and they posted a graphic and was like,
it's probably the same thing as like Nebraska has the record amount of sellouts in a row because that one booster comes in and buys 4,000 tickets every game to make sure they sell out. Like Nebraska sold out every home game in the last 20 years, but they haven't made a bowl game since in the last decade or whatever it's been.
Yeah, they're supposed to be pretty decent this year.
All right, we're putting the cart before the horse, but you said Kansas plays, Utah plays. So, but none of the good games other than probably the –
And you go over to Friday, and there's not really any good games. You got Oklahoma playing Temple. TCU plays Stanford.
You can get to that game for $18.
Yeah.
Shout out to ESPN's website. I don't know how they're selling tickets.
Let's hop over to
let's move on to the Saturday slate.
Saturday. Let's start at 11 o'clock. You got Clemson and Georgia. I'm taking Dabo. I think Dabo comes in this year and he makes a change and he gets his program back in the way that, it usually is. And
I think you're doing that on purpose.
Why do you say that?
Like,
who wants to torture their job on purpose?
Well, you pick Clemson?
I'm taking Clemson.
Straight up?
Clemson.
Taking Clemson.
Are we taking the spread or are we taking straight up?
We're just talking about who's going to win. Okay, I'll take the spread, yeah.
No, he was talking about who's going to win.
Talking about win.
I'll take Clemson. 13 and a half, I'll take Clemson.
But you think they're going to win the game?
Yeah, I got Clemson winning Saturday.
No.
We need to check your meds.
I think it's a closer game. The last time they played, it was only a 10-3 ball game. When DJU was playing at Clemson, he threw a pick six. That was the only touchdown of the game. I think Clemson gets up for this game against Georgia. I think they have the athletes to slow down Georgia. I think it's a closer game. I think it's going to be maybe like a going to say like 28-17 game. Clemson covers.
Yeah, I think it's about right where the spread's at. I think it's probably a closer game in the first half, but Georgia pulls away by double digits in the second half.
So there's 4 schools that didn't take any transfers in this last calendar year. 3 are service schools that can't, and Clemson.
Dabo's got his own program.
Dabo thinks he's in the military with all the camo he wears.
I mean, it's you can't you can't be successful in today without adding the pieces that you're falling short on. And
Dabo knows what he's doing. He's a proven winner.
I think he's got 2 to 3 years at Clemson.
Dabo's,
if he doesn't change his ways.
I don't even think it's that long. If they fall from grace this year and finish like 8-4 again, or no, I think they were still like 10-2 last year.
They made the Orange Bowl 2 years ago and lost to Tennessee. Last year, I think they went like 10-3.
10-3, yeah. So if they fall under double-digit wins, his sheet is very hot. If they fall to like 8-4, 7-5, he's gone.
I think. Well, I'll save my thoughts for the conference predictions, but
we'll move up to the 2:30 games.
So for the betting purposes, who does everybody have in that game?
Clemson.
I think Georgia covers, and
yeah, I'm taking Georgia minus 13.5.
And I bet the over hits. I mean, I think Georgia just mollywops them, running in there. I mean, it's in Athens. Like Clemson will be hiding in the edges.
No, it's in Atlanta.
It's at Atlanta, Georgia, in the Falcon Stadium.
Yeah, it's in Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yeah,
which is basically a home game.
Home and home, huh?
It's basically a home game for Georgia, but
yeah, I mean,
I want to say they played in Raleigh 2 years ago.
It's probably just a neutral site.
Doesn't matter. All right, what's the next game?
We go 2:30. We got Florida and Miami.
Ooh,
minus 2.5. I'm taking the Hurricanes in this game.
What it comes down to is Cam Ward, and that's about it. Like Cam Ward is
it 2.5?
You said you're not really sold on him, are you?
I'm really not. He hasn't. I mean, he was really good 2 years ago. Last year, you didn't really hear about him, and it's like I don't know. I'm just not completely sold. Like the game predictor right now on ESPN has got Florida winning, but Miami's still favored by what, 2.5?
2.5 is what.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
It's at Florida too, right?
Yeah,
it's in the swamp.
It's in the swamp.
The last time Miami and Florida played in the swamp, it wasn't a good game. Like it was a bunch of turnovers. It was ugly, and Florida scrapped it out. I think it's going to be a similar game. It's going to be very ugly. But, I mean, on paper, Miami's got more talent than Florida does across the board. Like, Mario Cristobal's done very well over there as far as recruiting. But I don't – I mean, I think it's a toss-up.
It's gonna be a good football game. It's going to be a good game to watch.
I think the closer you get to kickoff, the closer it becomes a pick-em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Trey, you're going with Florida.
I'm going to go with Florida.
Plus 2.5. Yeah. I think it's going to be a really, really good game. But if I have to pick, I'm going to go with Miami minus 2.5.
Cole takes Miami. I just can't bet on Billy Napier. I mean, he got off to a bad start last year against Utah. I mean, Mertz is a solid quarterback. I just can't trust Billy Napier. I mean, part of me wants to take Florida because they're at home, but
yeah,
I just can't trust Sunbelt Billy, so I'm going with Miami.
The swamp with the faith you have of a first game is probably a top 5 worst place to play. Like with the big house, Kyle Field,
Martin,
State.
Martin, Longview coming to A. Martin tomorrow, Friday.
That's number 4. I mean, and then the Horseshoe probably. I mean, but like with the game sold out, they're supposed to be wearing white, which is just stupid because Miami's wearing white. So like the students
they're both wearing white.
No.
Let's say, man.
Everybody going to the game is supposed to be wearing white, which
Oh.
is it's so like if you're not on Florida Twitter, which I doubt anybody is on this podcast, the Fletch's the dean came out and said everybody wear white to the game. Well, then Miami posted their jerseys and they were whiting out for the game, helmet, jersey, pants, everything is a white out. So there's no point in wearing white because it looks like you're going to cheer for them. So everybody's revolted, said, no, we're all going to wear blue. So we'll see how the stadium looks when you get there because I feel like it's going to be a mixed bag of the dad that just looked online that said, the dean said wear white, and then everybody else that goes to the school is going to wear blue.
Yeah, it's going to be like the student section, mostly blue, and then all the alumni and everybody wearing white.
It's going to be a good game. Like I said, I'm taking the Canes.
I think it's a big game for the coaches, the two coaches. I think a little more for Billy.
It's
but
a huge tone setter because if Mario Cristobal brings it
whoever
on.
loses is going to feel a little heat.
Yeah, I mean, Florida has to win like their first 6 games in order to have a somewhat successful year.
Billy Napier is a dead man walking.
Do you think we'll see DJ Lagway at all?
I don't know. If we
Not
get
first game.
6 games in and we're at 500 below, DJ Lagway probably plays in
I'm talking about Saturday.
2 or 3. No,
You don't see any Wildcat him come in and do anything?
Maybe.
No. I just don't think we have the personnel to like kind of accompany him. Like when we did that with Tebow, there was Percy Harvin sitting next to him, and so
Another game I want to mention that's not really a big game, but I just want to talk about it. It's going to be Alabama, Western Kentucky. I read a stat today that the last 6 head coaches at Alabama have lost their first game. I think Saban dropped to ULM Monroe, and then DeBoer opens the season up against Western Kentucky.
I think it was like the last game of the season for Alabama.
No, it was like the first game, I think. Against
It was the first game. It was the first game under Saban. Like the last 6 head coaches at Alabama have lost their first game. Like I don't see, Jalen Milroe.
I think Jalen Milroe is going to be electric in this offense.
I don't know. I don't know why people don't think Alabama's still going to be Alabama. Like I think Jalen Milroe has the potential to go win a national championship.
Well, I mean, they lost the best player in the portal in Caleb Downs to Ohio State. I mean, he was just a difference maker at safety.
They also lost Bond and Nyblack.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Malik Benson and their center. Well, not that he could snap the ball, but
Are any of y'all sold? Are
like
any of
he's
y'all
the best player in the portal. I didn't want to list everybody, but like
but they lost some people.
But I think with the way Kalen DeBoer's offense works and Jalen Milroe can't complete a 10-yard pass over the middle, but he can complete a 55-yarder down the seam. And that's what Caleb DeBoer's offense is. It's just gouge him, deep, gouge him deep. And so like you're still going to be Alabama. You're still going to have probably a first or second round, draft pick on the offensive line that you're going to be able to bully the guys up front for the most part. So it's going to be a fun offense to watch.
Yeah.
As far as another game, like I've just never been the guy that's been sold on Oregon. Like I know everybody grew up liking their uniforms. I didn't give a shit about their uniforms.
Whatever. You used to wear them all the time.
No, I didn't. I never gave a shit about Oregon. Like it's just one of those things. Like I think
They're
their
going
uniforms.
to beat the crap out of the shit out of Idaho.
I think their uniforms look
Why are we
disgusting.
talking about Oregon?
No, I'm not talking about this week 1 game. I'm talking about throughout the season. Do y'all see them hold like Dylan? I know Trey's not sold on Dylan Gabriel. Like,
Can we save that for the conference predictions?
Yeah, let's go game by game.
we keep rolling. So we go back to we get up to 6:30 again. We have Notre Dame and A&M spread set at minus. It's 3
minus
even.
3.
Also, I like A&M in this game. I mean, every time you get a new coach, there's going to be a lot of excitement and optimism and enthusiasm, especially at a place like A&M where the fans are rabid and passionate about the Aggies. Elko's going against his former quarterback in Riley Leonard, knows his tendencies, I think. I mean, the over-under, I think, is 46.5.
Yeah, it's 46.
Yeah.
Pretty low. I think A&M wins, and I think the reason is because their defensive line is able to not bully, but I think they win the line of scrimmage against Notre Dame's offensive line.
I think I saw a stat. It's like the first time in like the history of Notre Dame that there's not a senior on the offensive line.
Well, their whole offensive line has combined 6 starts.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, they're starting a true freshman left tackle versus Nick Scordon, our best DN.
So I'm taking A&M plus 2.5. I like the under.
I'm gonna roll with the Fighting Irish and Rudy. We had a hometown kid, Keedron Young, part of the Notre Dame football team this year.
He's not on the travel roster.
I know he's not. He's still a part of the team. But I'm just gonna give my opinion. I'm not stepping on any toes or anything. A&M's got a new coach coming in. They got a quarterback that hasn't played in he got hurt 4th game of the season last year. Got a lot of new faces out there on the offense. I just don't see them overpowering Notre Dame. Notre Dame's starting a true freshman at left tackle. But one thing about it, if you're playing offensive line at Notre Dame, 1, you're probably smart as hell, and 2, you're meant to be there to block. So I'm going to ride with Notre Dame.
Rudy, they didn't sound that smart.
Rudy was offsides anyway.
Yeah, he was offsides anyway.
So I'm going to ride with the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going to pick A&M -3, but
what's your reason?
David was saying, I was thinking the D-line versus Notre Dame O-line is like the biggest thing in the game that's going to decide it. I think, like I was saying, they have 6 combined starts. I think they have a true freshman, a redshirt freshman, and like 3 sophomores. And our D-line is probably our most strength of a team. But Riley Leonard is pretty damn good, especially with his feet. So, I mean, in our secondary, it wasn't really good last year, but we did bring in some new faces. But
you a big feet guy, Cole?
Huh?
I said you a big feet guy, Cole?
Depends.
That's where I think.
Depends on what.
That's where I think Notre Dame could hit in the secondary if Leonard gets out of the pocket, makes some plays on his feet. I'm really interested to see what the A&M offense looks like under Colin Klein because he was at Case. I mean, we played K-State every year. He's been there for 7 years, and it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with A&M with the talent level they have versus when he was at K-State.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that too. I'm interested to see a lot of motion in the offense because we ain't seen that shit in 4 years. But yeah, I think Notre Dame's secondary is damn good. They have a first-round pick at cornerback. And our receiving core we don't really have a bona fide.
Yeah, is Moose Muhammad not starting?
They came out with a depth chart, and it was like or next to it, so we'll see. But
I thought he was like the next big shit at A&M.
Noah Thomas is probably our best receiver if you have to pick. But
where's he a tight end or a receiver?
He's a receiver. He was a sophomore last year. He's from Pearland.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think our receivers getting open versus their DBs is a real big key. And our O-line was pretty bad last year. We got some transfers. We got a new coach. And Ruben Owens went down. But we still have Le'Veon Moss and a couple guys. So other than the D-line versus O-line, I think –
I just want to go on record. Every name that Cole said, I have no idea who they are.
Ruben Owens?
He's a kid from Campbell. I don't know Noah Thomas. I know Moose Muhammad. I think he played at Fort Bend.
I don't know where he didn't play in Texas.
Moose Muhammad didn't?
No, his dad's from like his dad was living in North Carolina.
Oh. Isn't A&M replacing their center, Bryce Foster?
I thought you were about to say
he was pretty bad last year. They got a transfer from Utah who was their starter. So we'll see. I got A&M in a really close game. I think it's going to be like 24-21 is
what
the
do you
score.
think, Spain?
I think it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't know. I mean,
he's from North Carolina.
I just really like Colin Klein's offense.
His dad was the receiver.
Moose
Played for the Panthers.
I mean, and Tommy Reese is coming back home, and I don't know. And he's got a similar style play of quarterback that Jalen Milroe was.
Who's Tommy Reese?
He was the OC at Bama last year.
He was at Bama, now he's at Notre Dame. He was
No,
a quarterback.
they got the old LSU
I
offensive
thought he was at
coordinator.
Notre Dame.
No, they got the old LSU offensive coordinator from last year.
Who
Who had Jaden Daniels and everybody.
I thought it was Tommy Reese.
No.
Their offensive coordinator is Mike Denbrock.
Yeah, from LSU. Which he was, they had the best offense in college football last year. They had some playmakers, but
What's
so
Colt Trey, who are you taking?
Oh, Tommy Reese went to the Browns. I thought he was going there. Yeah, it's Kyle Field. It's A&M's first, A&M.
Walking into a hornet's nest.
Yeah, it's A&M.
yeah, I think it's gonna be stupid.
All right, by myself.
I wish I could go, but those tickets are too damn expensive. But it's
So
gonna be a fun one.
everybody's taking the Aggies, but me.
You're just saving up all your money to go to the A&M Texas game.
If
I might. I'm thinking about the Missouri game.
we go to the Sunday game, LSU USC. I like the Tigers. I like the Tigers in this. The spreads at -4 LSU. I'm rolling with the Tigers.
LSU. I mean, I don't trust Lincoln Riley's defense. I mean,
Did you see the video of the LSU offensive lineman
Yeah.
today? He's like, "We're not here to go to Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, we're here to
this fight."
fist fight. Yeah.
what is it? Is it 4? Is it 4.5?
No, it's poor even.
4. Yeah, that was a pretty damn good quote.
Isn't there an offensive lineman wearing number 7 this year?
That's the dude that he's like the best lineman in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the dude that had the comment today?
No, Perkins is wearing 7.
No,
Nope.
that dude's number 66. I read in the comments.
Yeah, Harold Perkins is wearing 7.
But
I think everybody on the show is sold to LSU on Sunday, so that's an easy.
Yeah,
game.
I'm gonna take LSU. I don't trust Lincoln Riley.
The game that I know the other want to talk about, because I know Trey's gonna cuss DJ Ukulele or whatever the hell his name out. Florida State and Boston College Monday.
Yeah, no one cares.
That's gonna be a better game than you think it is.
Yeah, because it's Boston College and Florida State sucks.
I got
think
Florida
Boston
State
College
about
will pull it
2
off.
touchdowns.
It's at 16.5.
Yeah, it's Florida State. It's the first game at home. They probably won't even sell it out. Florida State sucks. DJU is the same coach. Same quarterback he was. They don't have the players on the front side, on the defensive side of the ball. So it's just they're not a good team. They'll finish 8-4. They'll be fine. And Mike Norvell will probably be on the hot seat next year.
Well, there goes
Oh.
I'm taking Boston College.
I'm taking Florida State. They're going to come out pissed off at home against a bad Boston College team.
Come out pissed off against Georgia Tech.
I mean, now they're really pissed off now.
But now they can just run the damn ball on them. So yeah,
I
got
don't
Florida State.
know. Boston College is a hell of a quarterback.
You're taking Bill O'Brien?
I forgot. I'm even taking Florida State even more. I forgot he was there.
Bill O'Brien can, lick my taint.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
What an ugly thing to say.
Sorry to all the young kid supporters at Loud for the Pines.
Yeah, well, they don't know what Bill O'Brien did to me.
What did Bill O'Brien do to you?
He just ruined the Houston Texans.
Oh my God, we're not going there today. I give two shits about the NFL. If it ain't about the Cowboys, I don't
We're back up now.
I don't care.
All right, let's start. Let's kick it off with our conference predictions.
Wait, we had another game, didn't we?
No, that's it.
That's it.
That's it? Okay.
All the big game. Let's kick off the conference predictions. Let's go to the ACC.
I'm going with the Fighting Clemson Tigers. I think Dabo figures it out this year. This is year three of Klubnik. I think they can. I mean, with Florida State looking the way they did, I would have picked Clemson before the Florida State game. I don't think Miami. I mean, I'm not trusting Miami. I'm not trusting Cristobal. I'm trusting the two-time national champion Dabo Sweeney. Clemson Tigers.
I'm right there with you. I'll take the Tigers. I'm gonna keep it short. Don't give too much.
Yeah,
Don't give too much. Don't give much about the ACC, but I would like to see Dabo, get his shit back in order and get a chance to win ACC
Who do you think plays in the ACC title game?
It's Clemson, Miami.
Clemson, I'm going to say Clemson.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. I like that. Clemson, Georgia Tech.
I got Georgia Tech winning it. I'm not going to go with Clemson because I just said Dabo is going to get fired in 2 years. So
Yeah,
Georgia Tech.
I'm going Georgia Tech underdog.
He's going Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech is technically leading the conference.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Technically.
Yeah, no shit.
I think Dabo and Clemson do enough to get to the title game. But I'll take NC State.
NC
Okay, that's a
State.
good pick. That's a good pick.
NC State's a sleeper this year.
I think they are, and I think
Yeah, y'all realize NC State's good at basketball, baseball, and football.
yeah. I mean, I
think they were pretty good golf
they
team.
lose 1 or 2 games, but if they win that ACC championship against whoever it is, I think it's probably going to be Clemson. I just don't have enough faith in Mario Cristobal because he didn't make it at Oregon and hasn't made it yet at Miami. When it's Miami, you should make it. And so, I think if they win that ACC title game, they get there at 10-2 or maybe 9-3, they could sneak in the playoff. So
what do you think, David?
I took Clemson. I think.
Oh, you went. Yeah. Let's roll over to the Big 12. Big 12. I don't think there's not much there to offer really.
There's a lot. I mean, it's probably
it's kind of a level playing field.
Big 12 is going to be
That's what I'm saying, but there's
conference of this year.
The Big 12 can go either way.
I think it's a 3-horse race.
I'm going to take Kansas State. I'm just going, Kansas State.
Who's your Big 12 title game? Just let's rattle off the title games because now everybody plays them.
I'm going to say Kansas State and Colorado.
What time is your?
Shit! Hold on, I forgot Utah's in the Big 12 now.
No, you locked in Colorado.
Oh, you can't take it back.
Okay, give it to me. Kansas State, Colorado.
It'll be weird how a 6-6 team makes the.
David, who you got?
I'm going with Utah. I'm going with my old college classmate Cam Rising in his 8th or 9th year playing college football. Obviously, a very seasoned quarterback. Kyle Whittingham is one of the best coaches in the country. They play a stingy, tenacious type of defense.
You want to play at Utah at night.
Yeah, I mean, I got Utah beating. I'm fading K-State because they lost Will Howard. Now they have Avery Johnson. I don't think he can get the job done.
He's solid though.
I'm going Utah over Arizona. The two newcomers in the Big 12 meeting the conference championship.
Interesting. With a new coach, Jed Fish is at Washington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cole, what do you like?
Actually, I take that back. Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
How can you take yours back and I can't?
Because you are a dick rider for Dion.
No, I don't. Dude, I don't give 2 shits about
PRD.
I just think that Shedeur Sanders is one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And you have Travis Hunter. You have Shiloh Sanders. You have the Horn kid.
They don't have a full, complete team. But I'm going to go Utah, K-State in the championship, and I think Utah is going to be the first-year champions, Big 12. Cam Rising, they just always seem to win 10 games. And, I'm going the Utes.
Who do you like, Spoon?
I mean, I think, like David said, Cam Rising has been, in college for 9 years. I think there was Quinn Ewers was in 8th grade when Cam Rising signed with Texas.
How the hell did he get a COVID year, redshirt year, and an injury redshirt?
He redshirted under Herman, and then he went to Utah.
He graduated the year after us. He graduated in 2018.
I think he got a medical red shirt.
He had to get every red shirt in the book you can get.
Plus a COVID year. I mean, my junior year at Texas, I took a summer class, and I sat next to him and Taquan Graham, who plays for the Falcons now. And Cam, he's a super nice guy. I just can't believe he's still playing college football.
Yeah. I saw a picture of I think it was his freshman year at Texas picture, and then now his freshman year he had buzz cut and everything. Now he has long ass hair.
Long ass hair.
Yeah.
He looks like he's Wilder.
But I think Utah beats Kansas in the Big 12 championship game.
Kansas
is a sleeper too. They got a good quarterback.
Good quarterback.
I think they have the second best coach in the Big 12.
So what? Utah 3 and K-State and Jalen.
Yeah. Kleiman's a good coach. I just don't think they have the quarterback. I think they're going to miss Will Howard a lot.
As we go over to
they lost their OC.
We head over to the Big. We go over to the Big
Or
Ten.
the Big 18 or whatever it is. I'm glad they brought back the commercial with the map that now starts on the West Coast, and you see the first 4 teams, whatever it is.
Can you imagine Oregon playing in Michigan in October and it's snow everywhere, and you have these kids from the East Coast, the West Coast out there that are just
got Evan Stewart in long sleeves running around Northwestern's field that's like designed but an inch and a half longer on the grass, so it's a slower type of football. I cannot.
Yeah, I got Ohio State and Oregon in the Big Ten championship game, and I'm going to take Ohio State winning the Big Ten.
D.
I like Ohio State. I think Urban was talking the other day to Jim Tressel and was like, this is the most talented roster they've had in probably a decade. I know I've been critical of Ryan Day, but I still think he makes it to the Big Ten championship game. I think they beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship game.
Good pick.
I got Ohio State and Oregon championship game. I'm going with Oregon to win the championship. Ohio State's loaded. So is Oregon too, though. But I think Oregon's got they got Evan Stewart, and I can't think of the other wide receiver they have that's really damn good. But their offense is going to be – and Dylan Gabriel, I really like Dylan Gabriel. I don't understand if it was Oklahoma that pushed him out to get Jackson Arnold in there.
Yeah, they did.
But I don't really agree. I mean, I get it. You don't want Arnold to hit the portal, but I think Gabriel was pretty damn
I know an OU baseball player that did not know who the Oklahoma quarterback was.
Yeah.
Well,
but I got Oregon winning.
It doesn't surprise me. He didn't go to the OU Texas game either.
And I think Ohio State. I think Will Howard's going to be a little bit. I think Will Howard's going to be a little bit of a letdown.
Well, so Ohio State plays Oregon at Oregon the regular season. Who do you got there?
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon beating Ohio State twice.
Yep.
Okay.
That means Ohio State's going to beat Michigan.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they'll beat Michigan
for sure.
They don't beat Michigan. I think Ryan Day is.
Who do you got, Trey?
He's 0-4.
I think Michigan gets like 4th place in Big Ten.
Do you think Penn State's in front of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Ohio State's to lose. I think it's Ohio State's national championship to lose. They're the best team, talent-wise, up and down the roster. A match up against anybody. Like they are the best team on paper in the country. It's not even close. It's going to be on Will Howard's shoulders. I think that it more than likely will be Ohio State, Oregon in the Big Ten championship. Like I believe in Dylan Gabriel because look at how good Bo Nix was with Dan Lanning. Like if Bo Nix is that good, think about how good an actually good quarterback is going to be in Dylan Gabriel. Granted, he's on the wrong side that messes him up, but he's got 2 of the best wide receivers in the country. In the next 2 are at Ohio State, along with 2 of the best running backs in the country. Like Jeremiah Smith was the number 1 recruit coming out of last year's class, and there's reports coming out of Ohio State that he is the best player on the field by far. And
they said he's like the first freshman.
He's the first freshman
to start for Ryan Day.
Yeah,
like the first play.
Wait. I thought Travion Henderson and Judkins were their 2 backs.
Yeah.
But this guy's going to be –
No, he's a wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 215. Like, they will not skip a beat, and they will not miss Marvin Harrison Jr., who was the best wide receiving prospect.
They still have Ibuka.
I was going to say, you still got to cover Emeka Ibuka.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith is going to be on the other side of the ball, and he'll probably be the number 1 wide receiver. Like, he's that good. And so it's Ohio State to lose from the Big Ten championship, national championship to whatever they want. But I think it's Ohio State, Oregon, and Ohio State as long as they beat Michigan. Do they play them in the Big House this year?
I don't think they played Michigan.
They play Michigan every year. They have to.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Oregon. No, they play Michigan and Columbus.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it's theirs to lose. So, I've got Michigan over Oregon.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on Oregon, but, it is what it is. We go over to the SEC. I think the SEC is one of the hardest conferences to predict a winner. I'm going to take Texas versus Alabama. The reason I say that, I'm not sold on Georgia. I'm not sold on Carson Beck. I think Georgia's a great football team. I just don't think they get it done. I take Texas versus Alabama in the national championship game, and I have the Horns winning.
In the national championship game?
SEC championship game.
All right, Texas, Bama. You got Texas. I think Texas can win the SEC. I don't think they will. Part of me wants to have Bama in the SEC. I think they could get really, really hot, especially, I don't know if Milroe is just going to be the baddest man in college football this year or continue to struggle in the new offense. But regardless, you still got to go through Georgia. I think Georgia is the most complete team with Kirby Smart offensively and defensively. I got Georgia winning the SEC over Texas. I hate to say it, but I don't think the Horns can get it done.
Okay, well, I got Georgia and Ole Miss in the conference championship, and I'm picking Georgia to win. I don't think Carson Beck. I think he's pretty good. I don't know if he's great.
I don't think he's going to win a Heisman, but he's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think he'll be in the finalists to win a Heisman, but I think that's more of how
it'll definitely be in New York. It's a quarterback award, and
Georgia's going to be one of the top 5 teams in the country, and that quarterback's always going to be there.
So and they got, I think Georgia's going to be pretty damn good. They got ETN from Florida.
Fuck that. Fuck him. Literally.
So, yeah, I got the Bulldogs, sadly, winning another SEC championship.
Yeah, I'm high on the Rebs. I
they're gonna be good.
Yeah, they're gonna be really good, and I think it's gonna be Georgia, Ole Miss. Ole Miss doesn't have to play Alabama.
And they got Georgia at home. They're a big game.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be really good. They like you said, they added Trevor Etienne, who's a really good running back, but I think he's still gonna be RB2. Like that's what it was in the spring, and I haven't looked at it going into the fall, but.
Who's their RB1? I can't remember.
I can't remember his name, but everything was trending that he left Florida and went to RB2, and it made my heart happy. Georgia is just too good. But Ole Miss up front on the defensive side of the ball, they added Walter Nolan. Like they're going to be really good. Like I
Ole Miss is going to be really good. They're the team that won the portal.
Oh, absolutely.
They got Juice Wells from South Carolina. They got Walter Nolan from A&M. They got Princely Umanelele or whatever his name is from Florida.
Yeah, they got him from Florida. He was a top rusher on Florida's defense last year. So it was. They're going to be good. It's just can Lane Kiffin put it together, and can they play defense enough to score enough points? Because I think their offense is going to be really good. And
I don't think they can put it together defensively. After watching that LSU game last year, it was
up front. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Well, LSU had Jane Daniels. He was the
true, but still, I just don't.
Yeah.
So I think it's Ole Miss, Georgia. I like Alabama's not going to win every game. Like it's going to be Caleb DeBoer's first year. They'll probably go 10-2, miss out on the SEC championship game just behind Ole Miss. Like I think it's Georgia, Ole Miss, Bama.
Well, Georgia and Bama face off in week 4. It's DeBoer's first SEC game.
Yeah. So the other sneaky one is Missouri. They have a really favorable schedule. I just don't think they're good enough.
Good.
Like I said, I just don't think they're good enough.
Another sleeper team I think could make a run is Tennessee. I think Tennessee could make a run. I think Nico could burst out in Heupel's offense.
I'm gonna leave you. Well, look at what he did with Hendon Hooker. When he has a good quarterback, they're really good. Granted, they had Jalen Hyatt and some really good wide receivers, but
they could be explosive if they. I looked at their schedule. They don't play us. They do play OU. I don't think they play A&M.
I'll tell you. Hold on.
Who? Oh, Tennessee? No, they don't.
I think Tennessee could make a run. I'm curious as to what the fellas think about LSU this year.
That's what I was about to say. If their defense can take a step with the new defense coordinator they took from Missouri, and Nussmeier is pretty solid, I think they could be a sneaky team.
If Nussmeier is literally just solid, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're good enough.
Does Sam Pittman's fat ass get fired after this year?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. Bobby Petrino.
I think Petrino will be the interim head coach by like week 10.
Who gets fired first, Pittman or Napier?
Probably Pittman, because Florida's the end of their schedule is really Arkansas will be dead by.
They're already dead, Cole.
They got hope. Everybody's 0-0.
Well, I got to pee too. I'll get over.
I think we all. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A small break, real quick.
In a second.
Small little break.
I think you can pause it.
Makes it. And so, okay, so we'll start it again.
Okay.
Like, have y'all seen like how the playoff bracket breaks down? Because it's kind of confusing. Like, it's not because we lost the conference and now there's technically only a Power 4. So, like the Power 4, the conference champions are the top 4 seeds.
It's going to give teams. It's going to give teams like James Madison and teams like that a chance to make it.
Well, that's what. So it's going to be if they're the highest ranked Group of 5 conference champion, they're going to be the number 5 seed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to be the number 5 seed. Doesn't matter what. And so, say we go, you have an SEC that's undefeated again with Bama, Georgia. You don't have that problem anymore because Bama will get in. They'll be the number 1 or 2 seed, whatever it is. And then number 6 will be Georgia. And they'll play the Group of 5 team that's ranked the highest out of them. But that Group of 5 team's home game. So they'll play like at James Madison or they'll play at Liberty, wherever it is. But
can you imagine Georgia going to James Madison?
It will be wild. That's what's going to be so cool about it. But like I was listening to another podcast, like Notre Dame has somehow finagled their way into like the best possible scenario that they're going to have. Because when you think about it, that 5-6 matchup is going to go. Whoever wins that is going to play the number 4 team. And that number 4 team could be, a 1 or 2 loss Big 12 champion or a 1 or 2 loss ACC champion. And technically they're the ranked, number, 20 in the country. And if Notre Dame goes, 11-1, they'll be top 10. But because they're not part of a conference, they have to go in at number 6. And that's the highest they're going to get.
Yeah.
Are we sure? I mean, I've seen some mocks where it's like number 5 Texas playing like number 12 Liberty. So wouldn't Liberty be like number 5 if what you said is true?
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter where that Group of 5 team, that highest ranked Group of 5 champion is. They're going to be number 5.
Well, no, it would be.
They could be 25. Appalachian State could win, the Sun Belt, and they're, whatever. They're the highest ranked somehow. Usually, that highest ranked Power 5 team, now Power 6, is like 11-1, undefeated, 10-2, whatever it is. But they're going to be number 5.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Saying like I've seen like the 5 seed Texas facing the 12 seed Liberty. Like I don't know if it's. But you're saying they would be the 5 seed?
No. The 12 seed is going to be the lowest rank of the Power 4 probably, unless like ULM or whatever comes out and is just bonkers and goes 11 loses the Sun Belt to whoever else is undefeated.
Look out for Boise State.
Yeah, like that's
Boise
State, Liberty, or like Coastal, whatever. So that's the way the rankings break down. So you have the Power 4 now go 1, 2, 3, 4 out of their rankings. They're guaranteed those spots no matter what. The 5 is the highest ranked Group of 5 team. So literally no matter what, if Notre Dame goes, undefeated, they're not a conference. They're not in a conference. They've done that by design. So they're going to be number 6. They have no choice but to be number 6. And then they'll play number 5, who could be Liberty, ranked 23rd or whatever it is at undefeated. And then they go in and play the weakest out of the Power 4. That's how the bracket breaks down, which is just crazy to think.
But, I mean, it could also hurt them, don't you think, if they have like the second place SEC team who's 11-1 or something lost in the conference championship. They could sneak in at 6. And you could have multiple teams like that.
They could, but, I mean, that usually Well, no, that won't happen. I mean, if they lose in the SEC championship game, they won't be in the top 4, so they'll be ranked.
No, I'm saying you're saying Notre Dame will sneak into the 6.
Yeah,
and they might rank somebody else above them because of their schedule and
possibly. But who do you think? I mean, it's Notre Dame being Notre Dame. If they're 11-1, Georgia's 11-1 in the loss.
That's true. They do favor Notre Dame.
That's just the way Notre Dame has always been.
We saw that.
Notre Dame's going to have to eventually join a conference.
They won't.
Well, they're going to have to eventually.
No.
Eventually, they will.
My personal opinion, I got Memphis making the playoff from the group of 5.
I can see that.
We doing sleepers?
Yeah, give us a sleeper, Cole.
Well, I kind of said it. Boise State. I think they could sneak in there at 11-1 because they play Oregon week 2, so they're not winning that one. But other than that, they don't play anybody except Oregon State the last game. So I would say Boise State and another sleeper. If the week 1 goes how 3 to 4 of us predicted it, I think the Aggies could slip in there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't play Georgia or Bama. You play or OU. You do. A&M's got a favorable schedule if they can get it, get it right on both sides of the ball.
I mean, the Florida game does kind of scare me at the Swamp. They could be a desperate Florida team, not trying to if they lose the first game. But yeah, that's my 2 sleepers. And NC State, I think they could.
So who do you have?
What about Tulane?
That's what I was thinking. Tulane.
Me too.
Tulane,
the most popular picks seem to be like Tulane, Boise State, and Liberty.
They got Todd Thompson playing quarterback.
Does Liberty still have that quarterback?
I believe yes.
I don't remember if he transferred somewhere.
Yeah, that Caden Salter guy.
I think so.
Yeah, he's back.
It may sound crazy for saying this, but there's a world where Nebraska could sneak in.
Nebraska's going to be good this year. They're going to be a good team this year.
I think Raiola could be good. They played really good defense last year. If they can just figure it out on the offensive side of the ball, I think there's potential where they could, sneak in at like 10-2 if they have a great year.
Yeah, it's a big possibility Nebraska's good this year.
I think Oklahoma State could definitely make a run with Ollie Gordon. I know this may not be as hot of a take, but Penn State, they got a new offensive coordinator, Kolonicki from Kansas. If they can put it together offensively as well.
I like Penn State.
I think Penn State could.
What about UNLV?
Don't know enough about them.
Yeah.
They were pretty decent last year. They got they got the receiver coach from Texas as their offensive coordinator. What's his name?
Brendan.
What conference are they in?
They're in the USA, aren't they?
USA.
Mountain West.
That makes sense.
Boise State.
You want to talk about who y'all got winning the Heisman?
I have Mr. Ollie Gordon, running back, Oklahoma State.
That's a good pick. Like I've said, like I told you, David, the other day, I'm going to say Quinn. It's a reach, but he has everything to prove this year. People are trying to put you out the door. They want Arch Manning in. You got all the tools around you to be great. So I see him slinging the ball a lot this year. Running back.
I mean, who's putting him out the door instead of some emotional Texas fans?
A lot of people want Arch to play.
Nobody wants Arch. No.
Unless some emotional Texas fans, I think everybody's like knows.
I think Quinn deserves to be the starting quarterback. There should be no question about it. He went to the playoffs last year. I'm going to say he got a chance to win the Heisman this year. He's going to sling the rock. He's going to put up big numbers this year. He's going to have no choice but to. So I'm going to ride with Quinn. Who you got, Spoon?
Everybody's taking favorites. I go. It's hard to bet against Carson Beck. He's going to be on one of the best teams in the country, but I will go Will Howard.
Ew.
I know. Ew. I know. But I mean, it always comes down to who's the quarterback on the best team in the country, and they're
I think
going
he's going to be like a really good game manager. They're going to –
But
he's
the
going to
thing
have those
is,
crazy Heisman games.
he's never had this amount of talent around him.
Well, yeah.
He's been at Kansas State.
For sure.
Think about his offensive coordinator now, Chip Kelly. Like, he's going to put up numbies. Like, the numbers are going to be there if Chip Kelly is the old Chip Kelly, which I don't
That's what I'm
think
saying. We really don't know. I mean, we know Chip Kelly's a really good offensive mind, but we don't know 2024 Chip Kelly offensive coordinator.
I don't think it gets any worse. I mean,
But I don't see how you're a bad offense with that much talent. But
exactly. And so, like, it's
that's
Carson,
right. Chip Kelly is the OC there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Carson Beck's to lose, but I would pick Will Howard because I think he's going to be better than people expect. One, because of Chip Kelly, and two, there's too much talent to fail.
So I was contemplating picking Carson Beck, but I think as a Heisman, you kind of got to have those Heisman moments, and I don't know if he's that type of quarterback. So I'm gonna go Dylan Gabriel with
I was
Oregon.
going to say you got to after you pick Oregon to win twice.
Yeah. So I'm going Dylan Gabriel. I think he's going to put up crazy numbers with that offensive and with those playmakers. And I forgot their OC's name, but he's pretty damn good too. So yeah, I'm going to go Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
So who's your dark horse, Cole? Give us a dark horse.
I think you said the best one. I like Gordon.
I don't think
Dark
that's like
horse? Fuck.
that's like a light horse.
A lot of
I don't know. Give me a second to think about it and pick yours.
I'll go ahead and say mine. I think Cam Rising could win if Utah wins the Big 12 and has a really good year.
That's fair.
What about Jackson? What about Jackson Dart?
He's probably in the top 10. He's probably in the
He is.
bottom 5.
Oh, we're talking about like real dark horses.
Yeah.
Somehow
Shadur Sanders is up there.
Oh, I forgot about Shadur Sanders. Yeah, Shadur Sanders.
Connor Wegman's up there.
That's the fan. If you want to say that, I think Cam Ward or Nussmeier. Cam Ward.
Cam Ward, Miami.
That's
Is
my
your dark horse Ollie Gordon, or is that your pick?
My pick is Ollie Gordon. My dark horse is Cam Rising.
You think Oklahoma State's gonna be good enough to have him up there?
I
I mean, if he just runs wild on like a 10-2 Oklahoma State team, I think he'll be in New York. I mean,
Yeah, because I mean, you got to win 10 games pretty much to win a Heisman. Your team has to.
I mean, last time we didn't have like a real national power that won the Heisman was probably like Lamar, but Lamar is Lamar Jackson.
But they still won 10, right? Didn't they?
You could argue last year with, what's his face, Jay Daniels. They weren't really.
I mean, you just put up stupid numbers.
Yeah. I mean, so dark horse is probably between two. Like Missouri's got a really easy schedule, so I mean Brady Cook could, and then Avery Johnson. I mean, I think he's going to run enough at Kansas State where the numbers are going to be really good. Yeah. He's probably going to be the fastest player on the field, the way it goes. But if he throws the ball enough, and if Kansas State is competitive, I think they have a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a big point right there.
It's like the Heisman was the best player in the country. Like what it felt like that was, when Lamar won it, he was just the best player in the country because they weren't even close to relevant in the national picture for a national championship.
Yeah, but he just put up crazy numbers. He just did Heisman things.
Exactly, but you've had people do that on teams that were irrelevant and still were nowhere close to New York.
Yeah, he did. Hey, another thing we should talk about is I'm sorry, I was reading. Another thing we should talk about, we go back to the A&M Notre Dame game. I just want to ask Cole a question. Cole, if y'all do drop that game, do you think that affects y'all's chance of getting in the playoffs?
I mean, for sure. I think that's a big swing game for our season. It's not a conference game, so you could say that, but
yeah, but
it's a really big swing game. I think if we lose that game, I think it's a good gauge to see where we're at. But yeah, if we lose that game, I think it really hurts our playoff chances.
Yeah,
it might, just because you can see what type of team they are. That's what I'm saying. If they win, there's still a lot of football left.
It's a lot of football left.
You've got there's 7 other spots to fill other than 5 givens. So I mean, the thing is with this expanded playoff, there's going to be games, in the middle of November that matter a whole lot that really wouldn't matter last year.
Yeah, and all of our big games are at home. But yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I think it's going to be a lot more fun to watch at the end of the season because there's going to be so many more games that are playoff implications on it.
Yeah.
So I love the bigger playoff.
It's awesome. I think 12 is great. 16, I think, might be the perfect one. But I think 12 is great.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got left? We got bets of the week.
I think we already covered that in first segment.
Well, your best bet of the week.
Well, I'll talk on something real quick. I picked 10 games today, and I took Jacksonville State to cover 2.5, Michigan State to cover 13.5, Maryland to cover 20.5, Miami, Florida. I cut Miami to cover.
Let's do a.
Hey, you know.
Sorry, I mean cut you off, but
let's
do a.
So I wouldn't just say I picked these games.
Should we do a?
Just send it to y'all. It's just us talking about what we like.
Okay.
Should we do a live from the Pines favorite bet or favorite parlay?
Yeah, we'll surprise everybody. We'll put that out Saturday. We'll keep that a secret. We'll put it out Saturday on the Instagram. You'll tune into the Instagram. We'll have our picks out, who we like, and our biggest game pick of the week. We'll get Carrot to get working on that if we can ever get in touch with him. He's a busy man. He works 4 jobs now.
Yeah.
But
God, I love these games that are like Missouri is minus 46.5 and the over-unders at 57.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
But Arkansas is a 48.5 point favorite and the over-under is 57.5.
Who's Arkansas playing?
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah.
But it's like Rutgers is a 36.5 point favorite and the over-under is at 49.
Rutgers will cover.
I love those games. So it's like they're going to score all the points. Usually,
I got some.
Betting.
I got something I need to touch on. We got everybody here together. We're all Lufkin High School alumni.
Ohio State Akron 48.5. Ohio State is what giving up, and over/unders at 58.5.
Yeah, take the over.
10 points.
Yeah.
10 points.
I want to touch on something. We got everybody here, all Lufkin Panther graduates and alums. Have y'all been paying? I know me and Trey have been paying, and David watched a scrimmage with us. We've been paying attention to a lot of Lufkin football. We got Longview at home Friday night at the Abe. What's y'all's thoughts on Lufkin football this year?
I'm gonna get behind them. I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna support them.
I root for the
Panthers.
I'm riding with the pack, back in the pack. I think Longview is a really tough matchup to open up if they're the Longview that I know, it's a really tough matchup. But
if they're the Panthers, I know.
Hey,
hit them in the mouth.
Hey, in the wise words of Kurt Stevens, it's a great day to be a Lufkin Panther.
It's always a great day to be.
It always is a great day.
Always a great day to be a Lufkin Panthers. Me and Trey had Kivo and Jackson Webb on the show Sunday night, and they talked a little Lufkin football for us and filled us in about what they think about the season. They got big hope. They got big high hopes this season. They got a lot of faith in their team. Got a lot of seniors coming back. A lot of senior starters coming back. Coach has been working hard all summer getting these guys trained up and ready to go and ready to fire on Longview Friday night. So we're going to be there. We're going to be tuned in. Cole, I'm sure you'll be watching from Houston. But I'm hoping to end today's Friday with a big Panther Cat win.
Yep. I want to end it off. We're at 99 subscribers, so we need one more to hit the triple digits. So somebody watching
Does
this.
that make us big time we get to 100?
Huh?
Does that make us big time we get to 100?
Can't get to 1,000 if you don't get to 100 first.
Yeah, it makes it something better.
Exactly.
Yeah, y'all get out there and support us, man. We're doing this all on our own.
You hit 100, David will represent you for free, and Jalen will give you a free quote.
The first subscriber to 100 free representation, David Griffin.
I'll tell you about one thing. Ain't nothing free at Joe Hancock Insurance Agency. I promise you that.
Give him a free quote.
Yeah, you get 25% off Jalen Mark. Joe Hancock.
I'm giving out 113 tacos Friday. I think that's enough. Plus free snow cones.
25% off the premiums.
When you get to listen, if you're listening tomorrow when we put this show out, you come by 609 South John Reddick Drive. We will have free tacos from 11 to 2 and free snow cones from 2 to 4. bring the kiddos by, get them a snow cone, and get ready to go root the Panthers on. We thank everybody for tuning in tonight, live from the Pines. We will be back next week to talk about college football again and tell you about what we thought, how it went, and wish everybody a good weekend. I hope y'all all don't have plans this weekend. You can sit on the couch and be a lazy boy and watch college football again.
Damn near Christmas morning on Saturday.
Yeah.
College game day.
I'll tell you one thing. Last Saturday, boy, it was a good feeling to get to watch college football. We shot the knack real quick and got back, and we were ready to rock and roll and watch college football. Thank you to all our fans, supporters, followers, and everybody for rooting us on and tuning in and supporting us.
All 99 of y'all.
All 99 of y'all.